Now, Pamela McCall on CFAX 1070.
Good afternoon. Great to have you with us. You do not want to miss this interview. It has been a long road for 10-year-old Madeleine Murray of Saanich. Her rare medical condition meant that she had to undergo a series of surgeries and treatments, and she had to go to Florida to undergo the surgeries. She is back home now, and she's sitting in the studio with me right now alongside her father, Dan. What a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for coming in. You like being on the radio?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of neat, isn't it? You get to wear headphones and the whole bit.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like being home now?
Mm.
You like it back here? It's a bit cold. I bet it's warmer in Florida, huh?
Yeah.
You miss the weather in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've been a real trooper, and your dad Dan's been on the radio with me telling about your story. And you were listening to your dad when we did our last interview. How do you feel now? You look great, and the recovery is pretty astonishing. How do you feel?
I don't know.
Are you happy?
Mm-hmm.
You gave me a big smile.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Do you remember how long that you had to spend in hospital down in Florida? Felt like a long time?
39 days.
39 days. Yeah. Well, you're a brave, brave little girl. And I really appreciate that you're coming on the radio with us. I know that your mom and dad have done a great deal. Don't you have the best folks in the world? Yeah? They did what they needed to do in order to get you help. Dan, let's bring you in.
Yes.
I know that we've, it's been very emotional and a long time running. Remind us why Madeleine had to go down to Florida for treatment.
Well, we had to find a doctor that had the skill set to get out of the deformity that she had in her back. We had one shot at this. It's in the spine area, I've mentioned before. It's not a place that you try and hopefully it'll work out. I mean, every time you go in there, there's high risk of injury. There's high risk of complications. So we knew that with the deformity that she incurred from the failed growing rod surgery, we had to get a very highly specialized surgeon to go after it. And also we needed to find that doctor that understood her underlying arthrogryposis condition. So we had to marry the two. And I went right, like I said before, I was not willing to go back to the BC surgeon. I was referred Toronto referred me to Montreal, and the Montreal surgeon did his fellowship under the surgeon in BC. So that didn't really give me much more avenue that I could go with, and he was not confident, and he actually pointed me south. It was him that said, go to this fella in New York. So it wasn't the Murray family saying, well, the Canadian systems is not good enough, we're out of here. He thought I needed to go with somebody in New York. And then New York, I researched, and then it led me to Dr. Feldman. And he published and wrote about, not only was he a spine expert for children, he was an expert in arthrogryposis. So boom, there it was. I couldn't believe what I was reading. And then I consequently flew down to Florida just to make sure that what I was reading was true, and absolutely it was.
Must have been an exciting moment when you knew. Were you excited when you got to go to Florida?
Mm-hmm.
It was a bit scary too?
Tiny bit.
Yeah, tiny bit. Well, you're a brave, brave girl. And you got to fly down there, but once you got to the hospital, were they pretty nice down there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Who was your favorite? Nurses or doctors?
Doctors?
Yeah. You like the doctors, huh?
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty nice.
Did you have one particular favorite that you could think of? I know who you might think of.
Is it maybe this guy?
Yes.
What's his name?
Dr. Furman.
Dr. Feldman. Is he funny? Does he have a good sense of humor?
Yeah.
Yeah. He make you laugh all the time?
Mm-hmm.
What are you eating in this picture here? You're having like a lunch with him.
Yeah, McDonald's.
McDonald's. I like the guy too. He brought that to you in the hospital?
No, it was on my birthday.
It's on your birthday.
Well, he promised in the hospital, but it seemed like it was my birthday instead.
Aw. Your face just lit up when you started talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
You miss him a bit?
Yes.
Yeah. This looks like a really nice lady here in this picture as well.
Mm-hmm.
You remember her name?
I always forget.
Yeah. Is it a funny name?
Her name is Gabrielle. She's the CEO of St. Mary's Hospital, West Palm Beach Hospital. That picture was taken when we were going up to say goodbye to the PICU ward at St. Mary's because we were leaving. And we got lost, actually, in the hospital because they were doing renovations. So I said, well, Madeleine, looks like we ended up on an administration ward. So we went and saw her, the CEO, Gabrielle, and just to say goodbye and just to thank her for what she did for us down there. It was a really nice moment.
Madeleine, you're not only a star on radio, you're a star in the newspaper as well.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what this is. What am I looking at here?
That's me, and the bottom is Trump.
And your article is above his.
Yeah.
Did that make you laugh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did you say about that, Madeleine?
I trumped him.
Good girl.
Beautiful.
Everyone's applauding you for that as well. Great picture in here. Have you had your hair cut?
No.
Oh, it's just in a different way. The Palm Beach Post is what we're looking at, CFAX listeners. They saw fit to do an article about you. What was it like to kind of become a celebrity down there? What was that like?
No. I was not really used to it.
Yeah. Are you used to it now?
Yeah.
Now you're on the radio and you're famous, and we've been following along with your story. Yeah. And I wonder if now that you're back in Victoria, is it a whole new world for you now? Nice to be back in your own bed?
Mhm.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to do? When you got home, what was the thing that you missed the most, while you were in hospital, that you were able to do once you got home?
Play.
Yeah? Did you play with Barbies, or what did you play?
Monster High.
Mr. High. That's great. I bet your mom and dad we were really happy to have you back in the place, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah. Nothing like your own sheets.
Yeah.
Did you ever get used to hospital sheets?
No.
No. They're kind of smelly, aren't they? That's because they use disinfectant to clean them. I think that's the way it goes.
I never sprouted that. I couldn't really.
Okay, good. Because the nice doctors and nurses were so great. Other than the McDonald's, how was the food in hospital?
Disgusting.
All right.
Sorry.
That's why I don't drink apple juice, because when I was in hospital, they used to give me apple juice, and it was always warm. Didn't like it. Yeah. So I bet you're glad to have home-cooked food again. Yeah?
She missed the milk here. There's nothing like Island Farms milk here. Sorry, I didn't mean to put that on. But the milk down there just tastes different.
Do you
And
like
the macaroni.
and the macaroni? Do you like ice cream too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Must feel pretty good to be where you are right now. Yeah? You happy? Or is
Yeah.
it's been a lot, hasn't it? Been through a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the warmth she misses down in Florida,
Yeah.
just for her body and her condition.
Okay. Well, maybe you'll have to go back. I have to tell you what your dad brought me. He brought me a necklace. Do you know what that necklace is?
A sand necklace?
Yes. Tell our listeners what the sand necklaces are.
There's sand inside. There's sand inside from Florida. And when Dad went the first visit, he went down and he got some sand, and we made necklaces out of them and started giving it to lots of people.
Yeah, I'm so honored to have one. It's really, what a great idea.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, and I know, Madeleine, it's tough, but you've been through a lot. You've come through the other end of it here. Do you remember how many surgeries you had to have?
2?
Yeah. Long time. Yeah, and lots of recovery. Did you meet any other girls your age down there, or boys?
Not my age, but not my age though. But I made some friends.
You made some friends. Yeah. Was it kind of hard to leave to say goodbye to everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. Save up and go back to Florida one day. I want to bring Dan back in just before we go to a break. Dan,
Yes.
you obviously greatest father in the world, and your wife as well, did whatever you could to pay for this. Why did you have to do that?
Why did we have to go to Florida?
Yeah, in terms of and come up with money yourself.
I had to go to Florida to save Madeline's life. I mean, the world expert in New York said to me, I don't have time. The condition, the deformity that she had, I had to get on it now because the longer I live, it was worse it's going to get. Risk of choking. There's many factors. She had a partially collapsed lung. So I had to. Did it matter about the money at that point? No, I just thought I'd figure it out. And I just, at the end of the day, money doesn't matter if you don't have your child. What does it matter? And
Well,
I have her. Yeah, we're financially
You're lovely.
not great. It's been a hit, a huge hit. I think we're financially taxed. We're emotionally taxed. It's all out about it. It's all in one. But look who's sitting here. Look who's smiling.
I know.
And that's all that mattered to Laura and I.
I gotta say, I love your pink top. Is that your favorite color?
No.
Oh, blue. Okay, you got the blue coat on. All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to hear more from 10-year-old Madeleine Murray. She's back in Canada after multiple surgeries in Florida to treat her rare medical condition. And we're here with her father, Dan, as well. I'm Pamela McCall. Stay with us.
You're listening to Pamela McCall on CFAX 1070.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm seated next to 10-year-old Madeleine Murray. She's back in Canada after surgeries in Florida to treat her rare medical condition not covered by MSP. Madeleine's dad, Dan, is sitting next to me as well. Remind us who your favorite doctor is?
Dr. Feldman?
Dr. Feldman. Calling Dr. Feldman. Hello, Dr. Feldman. Are you on CFAX 1070 with us?
Hi, how are you, Pamela?
I'm great. How are you? Madeline.
Hi, Madeleine.
Hi.
What a surprise, huh? He's here on the end of the phone saying hi to you on the radio. Yeah? What would you like to say to Dr. Feldman? Where's my next McDonald's burger?
Yeah.
Dr. Feldman, thanks so much for being with us. Tell us about your experience with the lovely Madeleine.
Well, she's a trooper. She's been through a lot for a little 10-year-old girl. And, she came down with a big problem, and she spent a number of months with us, and she made it through and back. And I know she's back now in Victoria enjoying life, back in school.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right, Madeleine? You back in school?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's back in school. And Madeleine, you said you're happy to see, your buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My friends.
What did they do when you got back?
They did a welcome back poster for me.
Yeah. So the friends you were missing, you got to see. What kind of friend is Dr. Feldman now? Is he a friend of yours now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Feldman, she said that she really likes you and that you made her laugh.
Well, Madeleine's amazing. When we were leaving, she came to the house with some of the people who treated her, and she's a great artist. She didn't tell you that, and she drew this beautiful dolphin. And we live on the water, and just as she was giving me this painting of a dolphin jumped out of the water, which I've never seen before. So Madeleine has tricks that nobody understands, but the dolphin jumped right out of the water and waved right when Madeleine was giving her a little painting. So I've never seen a dolphin since, Madeleine, so we need to get you back here.
There you go. And you didn't tell me about your artistic ability. Dr. Feldman is telling us about it. Dr. Feldman, the gravity of the situation from where Madeleine was to where she is now, just give us a little brief, I guess, some insight into the remarkable, recovery that's underway.
Yeah, Madeleine unfortunately had a very large spinal deformity after, and then really developed a problem where really she couldn't lift her chin off of her chest. It was basically just stuck to her chest, and her spine was curved probably about 170 degrees or 165 degrees, meaning that it went in almost directly the wrong angle. And so she couldn't lift her head off her chin, which makes it her chin off her chest, which makes it quite difficult to eat, quite difficult to breathe. And she was having problems, and it wasn't getting better, and there was really very few ways to fix it. And then we brought her back and put her spine back up, and she the rocky road did certainly improve, and she continues to improve, and hopefully we'll have a full recovery. She's doing quite well from what I hear back at home.
She's got a big smile on her face now and thumbs up. I understand that the institute that you work at really rallied around Madeleine too. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Madeleine's so unique. It's very different. You rarely see a child with that much of a deformity and who's been through as much as Madeleine has in her short life. She had 2 spinal operations even before she had seen me and wasn't doing well, and she has an amazing spirit no matter what. And her father and her mother, who were by her side the entire time, just kept the faith and just kept on going until she was better. And the hospital, the institution, and we see many children with many, large problems at the Paley Institute, and we see kids from all over the world with all kinds of significant problems. But I think Madeleine touched the hearts of many of us just with her tenacity and her inability to give up and her willingness to just fight through all adversity. So Madeleine, from that small island of Victoria, has a huge heart and a huge spirit that I think that really touched everybody here, and people still talk about her and really miss her.
Dr. Feldman's going to make me cry. She's going to make you cry, Madeleine, but you're smiling. What did everybody mean to you that's down in Florida? Kind of like your in-hospital family to some extent, yeah? Yeah. You think one day you're going to go back and say hi?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And your mom and dad were down with you, too. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Madeleine was in a place called the Quantum House, which is on our campus, and people from all over the world came there, and she met all kinds of kids with similar problems and similar disabilities, and they all really become friends there. I think that's almost like a family when they go there. They serve them dinner, and they give time for the kids to really be empowered, and I think that's really the key when you have to go through what Madeleine went through. So you made some good friends there, right, Madeleine?
Mm-hmm.
Do you talk to them on Facebook, or do you stay in touch?
My dad doesn't.
Your dad doesn't. He's pretty handy. Your mom and your dad are in studio right now. Dr. Feldman, let's talk about that. Pretty tough on parents, too. And the lovely couple sitting in studio here.
Yeah, Dan, they from the beginning, they were completely, engaged in this. They had no choice. But obviously, it affects the family. It affects the community. The work that they do, they have to stop working. They have another child, they have another son who's, home and has to go to school, and they're traveling back and forth. And for them, that's a whole day trip each direction. So, you're talking about a family that has to rally behind, each other and find a way to both survive financially and survive emotionally through a very difficult time. And they are, incredibly strong people who did that with flair and with grace.
We're talking to Dr. David Feldman of the Paley Institute in Palm Beach, Florida. That's where Madeleine was being cared for, and her favorite doctor is on the line with us right now. Dan,
yes.
How are you doing as a family?
I think it's taken us a bit of time to kind of land on our feet. We miss the people in Florida tremendously. They're our second family. What they did for us, the caring, the love, the support, it was incredible. And Dr. Feldman I said this to him before, and I'll have to say it on the air of everybody. Dr. Feldman is one hell of a surgeon. No question about it, world renowned. But the man that's on the phone with us today is one of the salt of the earth, most compassionate, unbelievable person I've ever met. And it was an absolute honor to have him look after Madeleine. We had to go in the trenches together. It was a battle, but I think we supported each other, and we pulled it off. And Laura and I are forever grateful to Dr. David S. Feldman. He's not only Madeleine's hero, he's our hero as well. Thank you, Dr. Feldman.
Thank you. Well, thank you for the kind words.
Dr. Feldman, it takes a lot to do the kind of work that you do. Is it the joy of seeing Madeleine and where she is now? Is that what compels you to do this? You're dealing with kids here.
Yes, I've been doing this for a long time. So, obviously it's a mission and a calling and something we do every day, and I do every day. So, but there are some kids who transcend what you do, and that's Madeleine, Dan, and Laura. I mean, they transcend what you do into making it a truly worthwhile and truly, inspirational for all of us. I mean, this is, if you're human, you feel for her and you feel for the family, and you understand the plight that they've been through. And then, yes, obviously for us and as a team, we got her through this, and as a family, they got through it, and they're continuing to get through it. And I think that there really should be an inspiration for, how people live and how they survive through real adversity.
Yeah. And she made the front page of the Palm Beach Post.
Yeah, not too many people make the cover of the Palm Beach Post. Or the president.
Yeah, the president. And so obviously the people of Palm Beach, I mean, the story transcends countries, obviously. Treatment in Florida, the bond between Dr. Feldman and your staff and this family. It's hard for me to keep it together right now because it's just such an incredible story. Madeleine, as you go forward, you going to stay in touch with Dr. Feldman? Maybe say hi on occasion?
Oh, she better say yes to that one, Madeleine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to go see them in August, I think.
Okay. In August.
Yeah.
Dr. Feldman, did you get one of the necklaces with the sand in it?
It is hanging up in my office. Absolutely. That with the dolphin will never come down, not while I'm working.
All the best to you, good
Absolutely.
sir. Thank you for being with us.
Well, thank you very much for talking to us.
You want to say goodbye, Madeleine?
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye,
Dr.
Madeleine.
Feldman.
We'll talk
Dr. David Feldman of
Bye,
the
Laura.
Paley Institute
Thank you.
in Palm Beach, Florida. I want to get one call in here before the end. Hi, Summer. You're on CFAX. Thanks for calling.
Hi.
Hi, Summer.
Oh, Summer. Hello.
Hi, Maddie.
It's Summer.
Hi.
How are you doing, girl?
Good.
I just wanted to take this opportunity to phone in, and I just think one of the things that aren't coming across in this whole interview is how much this family has had to give up to go through this process. Dan owns a business in Victoria, and he supports quite a large staff. And he's really given up everything to make this happen. And I really want to challenge this whole community to come together and give back to Madeleine and the Murray family. This has exhausted them spiritually, emotionally, and everything. And we're very blessed to be able to work for Dan. And I just can't think of a family that's made more sacrifices for their kids than this family has. And
Summer, that's so sweet.
It's our turn to give back to Dan. I actually work for Dan.
Where do you work? Oh,
Well, I'm going to leave that to Dan to talk about. But
thanks, Summer. We're just at the end of the program here. Madeleine, I think you're incredible. You know that, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you feel that deep down. And everybody that's listening is rooting for you, and you've brought us a lot of courage and hope here. So I thank you so much for coming on the radio today.
Okay.
Okay, enjoy school, enjoy your friends. Dan, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank
Anything
you for having
else you'd
us.
like to say? We've got just a couple of seconds.
Just thank you to all the support in the community that we mustered up here.
All right.
There's trickling support still coming through for us.
How
That's
can people
wonderful.
support you?
Just through GoFund Maddie for the post costs of this. And
Go Fund Maddie.
Yeah.
Everyone listening, if you want to help out, Go Fund Maddie. Thanks so much for calling. I want to thank Madeleine and Dan Murray and Dr. David Feldman of the Paley Institute in Palm Beach, Florida. What an incredible journey. I thank you so much, and I wish you well.
Thank you all for having us.
I'm Pamela McCall. News is next.